6:45, this is the Sri Lanka. 6:15, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Launi Vijayatunga. First, we take a look at the headlines. The President affirms that the presidential poll will be held first as scheduled. Gangarama Temple's annual Navam Perahara parades the street. Every possible measure will be taken to strengthen the economy of the people. Minister Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa was engaged in an observation tour in Mantivu Island in Batticaloa yesterday. In news overseas, 15 dead and dozens more injured in Nanjing flat fire in China. Those are the headlines, and now let's move on to the details of the local news. President Ranil Wickremesinghe affirmed that the presidential election will be held as scheduled, with the general elections anticipated to be held early next year, the president's media division said. The president gave this assurance during a meeting with the representatives of the United Republic Front, headed by its leader, parliamentarian Patali Champikaranavaka, at Sirikota today. The United Republic Front represented a proposal titled A United Step for the Country to President Ranil Wickremesinghe this morning at Sirikota, the United National Party's headquarters in Colombo. After engaging in discussions with the president, the leader of the United Republic Front, Member of Parliament, Patali Champikaranavaka, along with his delegation, presented this proposal to the president. Speaking at the event, President Ranil Wickremesinghe highlighted the government's concerted efforts over the past 2 years to stabilize the country's economy, which had faced significant challenges. Stressing the government's commitment to steering the economy towards recovery through strategic reforms, the President expressed his determination to continue these activities and initiatives with the collective support of everyone. The 45th Navam Mahaperahara of the Hunupitiya Gangarama Temple in Colombo kicked off yesterday, with President Ranil Wickremesinghe placing the sacred casket on the ceremonial elephant, symbolizing the start of the procession. Emphasizing the significance of the unity among the devotees, the head of state underscored that it forms the foundation of a vibrant cultural festival. Addressing the gathering as a chief guest at the Navam Mahaperahara, organized by the Gangarama Temple in Colombo, President Wickremesinghe highlighted the annual event as a testament to the unity and devotion of its participants. He inaugurated the temple's digital website, noting its role in enhancing the audience's experience of the Perahara through modern technology. Minister Mahinda Amaraveera says that every possible measure will be taken to strengthen the economy of the people. He also stated that no room will be allowed to increase the prices of rice higher than the control price. He made these remarks at a program held in Suryavava area. He reiterated that solutions will be provided to the egg mafia in the future. The price of egg has increased considerably without any reasonable cause. This is the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. And we continue with more local news. Minister Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa was engaged in an observation tour in Mantivu Island in Batticaloa yesterday. The extent of the island is 100 acres. The minister looked into the possibilities to establish a new prison and a rehabilitation center. The main problem that is faced by the prisons department is the lack of space for the inmates. Parliamentarian Nimal Lansa says that there is no need to do politics by giving false promises to the people. He said that the JVP and the Samagijana Balawegaya have failed to present a program to stabilize the economy of the country. He made these remarks at a meeting held at Hyde Park in Colombo under the theme Strong Economy and the Path to Victory. And to conclude the local news, the headlines once again. The President affirms that the presidential poll will be held first as scheduled. Gangarama Temple's annual Navam Mahaperahara parades the streets. Every possible measure will be taken to strengthen the economy of the people. Minister Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa was engaged in an observation tour in Mantivu Island in Batticaloa yesterday. And that was the local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Vedamahatmya.
The main news story for this evening, 45-year-old wire bridge, which was in a dilapidated condition in Vayalua Thaldena model farm, has been constructed and vested with the public by Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva yesterday. The bridge was renovated with the financial assistance by Nimal Siripala De Silva Foundation and the technological support of the Ports Authority. The construction work was completed within a short period of 10 days. Facilities are being provided for people of 6 villages. The minister stated that 3 such dilapidated bridges are to be renovated in the future. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Paveda.
And in Watch Live this evening, it has been reported that the traditional clay-related industry is diminishing. This has been caused due to the import of many artificial utensils to the market. Persons who are engaged in this industry are facing many hardships due to this reason. They request the relevant authorities to take speedy measures to uplift the industry. And that came to you in Watch Light.
Coming up, World News.
Headlines of the world news: China, 15 dead and dozens more injured in Nanjing flat fire. Ukraine says it has downed second Russian A-50 spy plane in weeks. Junior doctors strike for the 10th time over pay dispute in England. Those are the headlines, and now let's move on to the details of the world news. 15 people have been killed and more than 40 injured after a fire ripped through an apartment building in eastern China, local authorities said. Footage shared on social media showed flames and plumes of black smoke engulfing several floors of the skyscraper in Nanjing city. Officials suggested the blaze started on the first floor of the building where electric bikes were being stored. But the specific cause of the fire remained under investigation. The building is located in the Yuhutai district of Nanjing, a city of more than 8 million that lies about 162 miles northwest of Shanghai. Ukraine says that it has downed a Russian A-50 military spy plane, the second such claim in just over a month. The plane was hit between Russian cities of Rovatosnova and Katskona. Ukraine military sources reported that over 200 kilometers from the front line. Emergency services reportedly found plane fragments in Kavasnkova district and put out a raging fire. Russia has not commented on the claim. Today marks 2 years since Russia launched a full-scale invasion. The head of Ukraine's Air Force, Mykola Oleshchuk, thanked his services and military intelligence for helping to bring down the plane, a long-range radar detection aircraft. Junior doctors in England are striking for the 10th time in their long-running pay dispute with the government. The 5-day walkout got underway with the NHS bosses warning it will cause major disruption. Hospital operations and checkups will be worse hit as half of doctors in hospitals are junior doctors. The British Medical Association has asked for a 35% pay rise, but ministers have described the pay claim as unreasonable. Health Secretary Victoria Atkins said she was disappointed that the junior doctors were continuing with the strike action. That ends the world news, and now let's move on to the development news. The Presidential Secretariat Office has allocated 1.05 billion rupees for the development activities in the Gampar district this year. Under this program, it is expected to complete the development activities in rural areas. That was the development news. Sports news coming up.
Moving on with sports news.
The Indian Premier League cricket tournament will begin on the 22nd of March. The first match will be played between Chennai Super Kings and Royal Challengers Bangalore. The first 21 matches are to be conducted from the 22nd of March to the 7th of April due to Indian general election. The final match of the tournament will be played on the 26th of May. That was the sports news. Business news coming up.
Go ekakthiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු ගීත හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business news sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Maxim Impressions Lanka Limited, a subsidiary company of Maxim Smart Manufacturing Company Limited, the globally known destination for retailers to source high-quality garment labels, packaging and related services, bagged the Gold Award in the large-scale category Advanced Manufacturing and Digital Technology sector at the National Industry Excellence Awards 2023, organized by the Industrial Development Board. That was the business news. Economic news follows.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth ekata life ekේ change ekata niyamata set wenna as wahagena dakapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyamata set wenna friendship ekata menna.
The all new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
In economic news, the Urban Development Authority has selected several provisions to develop several towns under the 100-Town Beautification Development Project. The project will be implemented to develop towns that have low common facilities. That is the economic news and the weather report to conclude.
Weather report.
And finally, the weather report. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the western, southern, Sabargamua, central and Uva provinces in the evening or night. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the northwestern province in the evening or night. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western, Sabargamua and central provinces and in the Gaul, Mathura and Badulla districts during the morning hours. And before we conclude this bulletin, let's get back to the headlines once again. The President affirms that the presidential poll will be held first as scheduled. Gangarama Temple's annual Navamaha Perahara parades the streets. Every possible measures will be taken to strengthen the economy of the people. Minister Dr. Vijaydas Rajapaksa was engaged in an observation tour in the Mantivu Island in Batikalo yesterday. And in news overseas, 15 dead and dozens more injured in Nanjing flat fire in China. And with that, we conclude this bulletin of news. And now it's back to your regular Saturday evening host, our good friend Chandima, on the other side of the glass panel to continue with more music and entertainment.